It's your boy Codehova, Fly Combinator. We're pimping Swift, and we're going to talk about overriding and subclasses. So here we go. So we have the person class, which is just an object with a government name with the function of introduce self. And we have the hustle class, which is a subclass of the person superclass. And the new thing about a hustler is that the hustler has a bank, all right? And they also have a new function, hustle, that prints, I'm a hustler and my bank right now is zero, whatever bank dollars on my person. All right, so let's just say a hustler has a good, cool 100 racks. All right, let's run that. Let's create one more subclass and let's let the superclass be a hustler. All right, so we have the class called dope pusher. Okay. And this is a hustler. And the new thing about a hustler is that it's not going to have any new stored properties for now. Let's just create the initializer. And the initializer is going to be government name, which is a type string. Let me move that up. All right. It's going to be of a type string with a bank. It's going to be an int. All right. And we're going to do super.init, and it's going to be government name. And it's going to be government name as a parameter. We're going to pass into that stored property, bank. All right, that should work. I'm not sure why on this go around my auto suggest ain't working, but let's just call this one push a T. All right, and dope pusher. It's going to be government name, and also bank. Oops. I think Pusha T's name is Terrence. Let's be sure. Pusha T. It's always good to know. Terrence with an E. And his last name is Thornton. Thornton Brothers, man. How could I forget that? All right, bank, and let's give him a cool 1 million. All right, so let's run that. Let's just make sure. Okay. So overriding declaration requires an override keyword. Well, all right. So there we go. We're dealing with the override. Okay. So we had to put in an override here because we're calling the super. Or, actually, scratch that. We had to write override because we're writing a same exact declaration as our superclasses init call. But to have avoided that, what we could have... So this is, of course, the better way to go about it. But what we could have done is self.government name equals government name and self.bank equals bank. So if we did that, we wouldn't have the override. All right. Overriding declaration requires ain't that a bitch. All right, fuck it, man. So let's just go with that because, I mean, that's what the errors are going to show you, but let me show you why would we override a function? So imagine for dope pushers, they don't say, when you hustle on a dope pusher, they don't say, I'm a hustler and my bank right now is however many dollars on my person. We want the dope pusher class, when they hustle, to do something else. So what we have to do is we say override hustle, override func hustle. All right. And then what we're going to do is print I'm just an average Joe minding my own business, don't talk to me about any drugs. You dig? So that's what the dope pusher is going to say when it hustles. Because when it hustles in real life, no one talks about anything, especially on the phone. So let's say Pusha T is going to hustle. What's going to happen? See, Pusha T says, I'm just an average Joe, minding my own business. Don't talk to me about drugs. And if we run the same Cassidy.hustle, we're going to see homeboy says, let me print some line breaks just to make it clear that we're dealing with a different object. All right, so when Cassidy hustles, Cassidy says this. But when the dope pusher, which is of a type, which is a subclass of the hustler superclass, because we overridden this hustle function, it does something completely brand new. All right. So, but what if we wanted to call whatever is happening in the superclass and also do something on top? All we have to do is call super.hustle. And when that happens, here you see this Cassidy object. When Cassidy hustles, just a single line is printed out. But on Dope Pusher, we have overridden the hustle function. But in that overridden function, we have called the super. So we have called the parent's implementation of hustle first, which is calling this. And then after, it's going to print out that. All right. So it's a little, maybe my example of showing a print happening within a function isn't the best, right? But what we could do is just understand the fact that when we want to have a unique implementation of a function that previous superclasses have, what we can do is we could override the function. I said a function a million times. That's my bad. So there you go. This is where I'm going to end it off with overriding, but I'm going to continue on talking about supers within function calls. All right, it's your boy Codehova, Fly Combinator. We're pimping Swift. Let's get that bag.